Have you heard about how great New Orleans is? Well, today I'm going to give you 8 reasons why you should not move to New Orleans. Let's go. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Danny. I'm the CEO of MDL Homes Luxury here in the greater New Orleans area. And today we're going to count down the top 8 reasons why you shouldn't move to the GNO. Before we dive too deep into the video, I do just want to say, if you're considering relocating or you're considering making a move, that's what I help people with on a daily basis. And I'd love the opportunity to help you out. My information is going to be down in the description as well as on the screen now. So please feel free to give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. If you have any questions, I'd love to have the opportunity to discuss your situation and put a plan together on how I can help you. Now, let's dive in. From skyrocketing property taxes to the endless temptation of indulging in every festival and celebration, your bank account might not be able to keep up. First on our list of reasons why you should consider not moving to NOLA is, number 1, the New Orleans culinary conundrum. With over 1,400 restaurants, New Orleans is considered one of the greatest food cities in America. Did you know that New Orleans has more restaurants per capita than any other city in the United States? We face the battle of the bulge on a daily basis. The overwhelming amount of amazing dining options could be a reason some people avoid moving here. Number 2, festival fatigue. Raise your hand if you love a good party. You'll definitely get your fill of celebrations in New Orleans with over 135 festivals happening every year. While this may sound like a dream come true, it could also be a nightmare for those seeking a quieter lifestyle. And having that much fun could also become a drawback for some people. Which leads me into number 3, the nightlife nuisances. If your idea of the perfect neighborhood involves hopping from one lively bar to the next, then New Orleans just might be your version of paradise, with over 800 bars across the greater New Orleans area. But that nightlife scene also presents some major headaches you may not anticipate. In about 95% of the country, 2 a.m. is the latest most bars stay open. But here, most bars don't even close. From sunrise to sunset, you'll find there's always a party going on in every single area of the GNO. Number 4, tourist trap troubles. New Orleans is a city where you're constantly surrounded by tourists and crowds and people coming in and locals. And when you pair that with the never-ending celebrations, it's just another day in the life of New Orleans reality. A lot of family-friendly places like the New Orleans Children's Museum, the Audubon Aquarium, the Audubon Zoo. You go do these things on the weekends and it's always packed with locals and tourists and, people who want to put their eyes on these highlighted spots that NOLA has to offer. Now, they're really fun to go see. We particularly like going to the New Orleans Children's Museum with my daughter, but sometimes it's a challenge to wait until people move out the way to see the jaguars at the zoo or experience a particular exhibit at the Children's Museum. Number 5, weather and humidity. If you're not prepared to deal with the sweltering heat, humidity, and occasional hurricanes that come with living in the Big Easy, then this might not be the city for you. Unlike your dry Arizona heat, Louisiana's humidity drains the sweat from your pores, making our 100-degree summer days feel like 115 to 120 outside. Fortunately, it never gets too cold. The winter here is really nice. You can just toss open your windows, feel the breeze coming in. But that New Orleans summer heat will beat you down a few pegs. Another thing we deal with because we're so close to the Gulf of Mexico is we actually have a 5th season called hurricane season. Every single year, the city is on standby as tropical storms formulate in the Gulf, and some eventually do turn into hurricanes. Now, over the last 2 years alone, the city has invested over $4 billion in improving our hurricane protections, like reinforcing the levee systems, and really we've come a long way from the failing levee systems of Katrina. But it's not uncommon for street flooding to occur just after a hard 30-minute rain, which leads me into number 6, our struggling infrastructure. The most recent census data states the population of New Orleans grew by nearly 13% between 2010 and 2024 as more people discovered this incredible city. But the influx of new residents has also put a major strain on the area's infrastructure, housing market, and way of life. According to a recent study, New Orleans ranks among the top cities in the U.S. for for infrastructure issues, including aging water and sewer systems and a crumbling road network. While the city's unique charm might be appealing, these practical challenges could make daily life more difficult than you ever imagined. It doesn't matter what neighborhood you're in. Every day you'll drive by roadwork in the middle of completion. People still going every day. Our pumping stations are constantly on the fritz in some areas, and that makes it harder and harder for the water to get pumped from the streets. And in many areas, potholes will fill up with water and you can't see just how deep they are. So when you're driving down, you hit a pothole and that could earn you a trip to the mechanic. Number 7, the housing hurdle. Have you ever lived in a city where the cost of housing was skyrocketing, but the infrastructure was struggling to keep up? If not, then you might want to brace yourself for what's in store if you move to New Orleans. When you compare New Orleans to other large cities like Denver and Los Angeles, the value of housing costs is about a third of homes in those areas. And the average home price is about $350,000 to $400,000 for a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, single-family home down here. From the end of 2020 through 2022, we reached the peak of the average cost of a house. But since the beginning of 2023, housing costs have stabilized around over the last year and a half. But the combination of higher homeowners and flood insurances combined with the average 6.5–7% interest rates have priced many home buyers out of their homes that they want. So though our homes are more affordable than other areas of the country, just please be prepared for insurance costs. The insurance costs we experience here in some cases have even quadrupled for some homeowners. So you got to be conscious of that. Number 8, cultural overload. People travel from all over the world to experience the one-of-a-kind culture, music, and food of New Orleans, and it's like one big adult playground with non-stop entertainment. But what if I told you that living with that constant celebration can start to feel more like a nightmare than a dream? Imagine living in a city that's like a beautiful, centuries-old museum where new exhibits open every single day. The architecture, music, food, and customs here are a kaleidoscope of diverse cultures. And there's no place quite like New Orleans and its people, but sometimes that melting pot can also have its challenges. So as you can see, New Orleans, like many cities, has its setbacks. It can't always be sunshine and rainbows all the time, otherwise it'd be pretty boring. So I just wanted to shed some insight on living here in the greater New Orleans area and, maybe the not so great items. So when you're fully prepared and you do decide to make a move, you're well in the know. I hope you took something away from today's video. If you did take something away from today's video, please do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. That'll keep you in the loop each week when we go live with these new videos. And then, like I said before, if you're someone who's looking to make a move or you're relocating to the greater New Orleans area, that's what I do on a daily basis, and I would be honored to help. So my information is going to be down in the description as well as on the screen now. If I can help you in any way, answer questions, point you in the right direction, please don't hesitate to give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. I'm happy to help. I'm happy to discuss your situation. I'm happy to put together a plan for us to make sure that your move to the GNO is successful.